What is this? The Onion?
Yeah.
No, is this the satirical news? Because this is a pardon my this is a freaking joke, man.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
Today's episode is brought to you by Starbucks. This is insane what we're drinking right now.
Just two guys doing some Gerda flat whites.
Some Gerda flat white. Some Gerda...
What is the... Grande.
Grande. Which means 20 in that language. Pretty neat.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I thought that, I was either hoping you'd go along with it or that you wouldn't get it. Like, there are three options there. You would go along with it, you wouldn't get it, or you'd say, hey, wait a minute, and you chose my least favorite one.
The one time in show history, I'm batting maybe 3% on those opportunities where I actually figure out what's happening and get it correct.
Venti is 20. So it goes
22.
Tall, Grande, Venti, and whatever. And whenever I order anything at Starbucks, they're like, just to clarify, do you want it in, and they'll say whatever size, and I don't know what any of those fucking things mean, so I always say yes, of course.
No, the one that I always say is Grande because it's listed on the menu. That's like their price, basically middle point, I think.
Yeah.
So they always just list that one, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just take the Grande.
I mainly do espresso drinks because I'm quite hoity-toity.
Fancy boy.
And so usually you're just supposed to do all those things tall because espresso is like a little bit of coffee and it strangles you. It just takes you over. It's like one of the two movies we'll discuss today, Venom and...
what's the other one?
And Upgrade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
It's a big body thriller movie week for us. We're going to get to it in a minute, or in 9 minutes probably. But before we get into that, I'll just say that conversation is going to be a doozy because I already completely don't know anything in one movie from the next one. You'll mention something, and I will not know what movie that's from.
Yeah, they are pretty similar. There are a lot of similarities.
Mainly it's bootleg Tom Hardy versus real Tom Hardy.
Yes.
And I'm
so throwdown for the ages.
I'm so glad that whenever we say bootleg Tom Hardy is famous enough that people are like, that's not bootleg anybody. That's low. That'll be the last time we ever say that name on this podcast.
We might have to bleep it.
Because that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we should bleep it. Just to keep our reputations intact.
Yes. I will never say that again. Very, very sorry. Because we're no newcomers to this game. And we're a couple of conservatives. And we're used to calling that guy bootleg Tom Hardy. So although his career has blossomed.
We might have to
we're setting our ways.
Yes, but we also really might have to evaluate our positioning at this point in time because now we're in a very weird situation where we have two of these guys, one of them who we consider the bootleg version of the other, making pretty much the exact same movie, and one of them
better.
Well, no, but it is in its its idea.
They're both
it is the same idea.
I think it's called it's something. There's a type of. There's a genre for everything now. In those types of movies, they're called something. Body is one of the words, and thriller is one of the words.
Okay.
If you look up those movies on Wikipedia, it will say, as I had to do because I was like, which one of these is which again? It'll say is whatever.
It's artificial intelligence body thing.
Yeah, it'll say is a near future body thriller. That's that one is Upgrade for sure because that's Upgrade really, and again, we're not to the conversation yet.
9 minutes
really
away.
Hammers. So yep,
about 7.5
minutes. Clock is ticking. Yep, you could just hang in there. We'll get there. Really hammers home that this is a near future movie.
Oh yeah, from we're not discussing the movie yet, but when they're in the car and it's a self-driving car.
Yeah.
Also,
but all the streets are kind of similar. This could theoretically be just a little bit in the future.
There's a lot of dust. Have you ever noticed every movie that takes place in sort of a dystopian future has just so much
bro,
dust?
because did you not see that report that came out yesterday?
Oh yeah,
the dystopian future is like
a year
happening
away.
in 20 years, dude. Someone had this tweet, and I'm just going to rip it off because now we do memes. We do live memes on this podcast, by the way.
Audio memes.
I played the audio meme for some pals yesterday. Got big laughs.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Big laughs. They
for
were
us.
like, we're not even listening to what you're saying. It's just that every time that Tom Hardy part comes, we know that it's really funny, so we
Yes.
laugh at that. But to steal somebody else's tweet and turn into an audio meme, copyright Brunch 2019, near future, somebody was like, how come everything goes viral but like this? But like the news that, hey, we really should not have pulled out of the Paris Agreement? Paris something. Paris, give it to me, 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 give it to me.
Midnight in Paris Accord.
The Midnight in Paris train to Georgia. And we shouldn't have pulled out of that. We shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Brazil, I think, is about to.
Well, we're one of 2 or 3 countries in the entire world that are just not a part of that. We're like, nah, we're good.
And we're I think we've got to be number 2 as far as causing global warming.
Are we that high?
Yeah, China's
that's
one
what I
far and
figured.
away. But I think that we're 2.
What about India? There's so many people in India.
Yeah, but they're not all pumping AC all day, man. Brazil's up high. Brazil's just outside of the top 5, and they're about to elect somebody who supposedly is Brazil Trump.
Great.
Yeah, and one of his things is yo, I don't like the Midnight to Paris Orient Express. Get us out of there. So they're about to bail us out of that. Again, cannot stress enough. Please get your news, your world news, and your political updates from Brunch.
Yes, and The Onion, because The Onion is pretty close to... The Onion's ahead of its time.
You know what I do sometimes? I'll see some news.
Future news?
I'll see some news, and I'll tweet it out. I'll say, thought this was The Onion for a second. Do you ever do that?
I don't personally do it, but I've seen it done.
It can be done if you know what, put a little elbow grease into it. You find the right news. You'll say, what is this? The Onion?
Yeah.
Is this the satirical news? Because this is a pardon my this is a freaking joke, man.
It's as the 2018 version of Not Joke.
I forgot about Not Jokes. Remember
they
Not
made
Jokes?
They made a quick comeback.
Yeah.
They came back for a second, and they were like,
It was 2014
nope,
for 45 minutes.
I think somebody did it sincerely, and
Yeah.
they're like, all right, it might have been Trump who literally did a not joke, and everybody all right, they're back, and they went away pretty quickly again.
Oh, man. So we're still 18 minutes away from the Tom Hardy, bootleg Tom Hardy discussion.
We're actually hitting the 9-minute mark right now. So if you accurately predicted the fact that we're going to
get
approaching the movie discussion in 9 minutes.
I'm still having a love affair with this. We're doing you said it's a flat white. This is a pumpkin spice flat white, which is just a flat white, which
actually
is
says pumpkin sauce, which
half
is gross.
espresso. Ooh, baby. I've been doing less sugar these days because I'm making DJ White again, and I took a sip of this. And I was like, oh, no, this was they pumped something into this.
Yeah.
This was not
this is 100% not good for you.
Yeah, I thought that the pumpkin spice, foolish of me, was... Because I don't think I've ever had a pumpkin spice thing from Starbucks. I thought it was, they just... A little cinnamon...
A little sprinkle?
Yeah, a little sprinkle, a little something, and then, you're just yeah, nice. And then, idiots are like, oh, pumpkin spice, blah. Jim Murray put it perfectly the other day on the radio. He's like, the worst cliche is people who talk about pumpkin spice stuff versus people who do pumpkin spice stuff, you know? There are people who are, oh, you do pumpkin spice, oh, you're so basic, boy. You are a bigger cliche than me right now, okay? I am spending 8 minutes a day doing pumpkin spice, which is when I drink it or eat it or whatever you do with a pumpkin spice. Still not totally sure. You are going up to different friend groups for like workshopping material about like, oh, that Biddy over there is taking a selfie and doing a duck face and the pumpkin spice. You're the idiot.
You're spending your Saturday afternoons literally protesting pumpkin spice up and down the streets. No, we're getting
There is a trash barrel in the corner of your home office with wrinkled up pieces of paper that you've thrown in there of pumpkin spice jokes and ideas.
Pumpkin spice burns.
We should
workshopping them.
We got to call this episode Pumpkin Spice Burns because I don't know if there would be a more unappetizing title of an episode of a podcast. Like if I were like an on the fence brunch listener and I saw the new episode is Pumpkin Spice Burns, I'd be like, oh, they full suck.
On it.
Yeah,
But we should do that and have the artwork be just like a picture of Mr. Burns in fall attire.
Dude, we should make our new art us as fall as crazy. like those jackets that I don't know what they're made of. It's like a, you know what I'm talking about? It feels like there's like a little hair situation on it, but it's tough. It's like a Brillo pad kind of.
Doesn't seem like something that I want to wear.
They're like it's like a fall kind of thing. It's an interesting thing. But yeah, so these pumpkin spice flat whites are great. Apparently they don't exist. It's a thing that they used to have, and now they don't have it anymore. And I went up to the guy and I said, "Hey, does such a thing exist as pumpkin spice flat whites?" And he got very excited and was like, "Ooh, no, but I could make you one."
Ooh, wow.
And I said, "Oh yeah, then make me 2. Let's party." That's like the word for word what I said. And he was like, "Do you actually want 2?" And I said yes. And he just thought I was the coolest guy in the world.
What's his name? We're going to get him fired.
I don't know.
Making items off the secret menu.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, do your job, please. A little less screwing around with the customers.
You could have been a Starbucks exec.
Yeah.
And this is just fire him on the spot.
Undercover boss. Get out of my establishment.
Yes.
I worked hard to do this. Speaking of putting bad things in my body, I'm about a month into Make DJ Wide again, and today I realized the worst part of it, and something that if I had thought of it, I would have never even embarked upon this journey.
What?
I'm noticing progress. That's the worst thing in the world.
Point of no return, man.
No, because, well, yeah, that, but there's a good chance. I think we know what point I'll find
A point of
next.
98% return.
Yeah, I have. There's if anyone's waiting for me back there, I will. It's fine. I'll be there soon. But noticing progress for any sort of physical thing for you, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to get a little wide, whatever you're doing, it stinks because if you're noticing anything, it's a minuscule difference, and you're still about 10 months away from anybody who doesn't stare at your body hours and hours a day like yourself noticing.
That's not true at all.
Really?
Yeah, like it's
because like I'm acting now like I've got arms, and I know that I don't, but I'm seeing a difference. So in my truth, I know like I'm a little wider than I was.
But if you're noticing a difference, you see yourself every day. Think about like in 2 or 3 months, somebody that you haven't seen in a couple months, like.
Oh, so that's like the haircut effect,
right?
Where, yeah.
So like they're gonna start noticing in like a month or 2.
I think, though, that for some reason, like, arms and things like that are the opposite of the haircut thing. Because they say that by the time you think that you need a haircut, everyone who sees you has been thinking it for a while.
Yeah.
And that's why whenever someone says to me, like, hey, have you thought about a haircut? I just get really combative because I'm like, how long have you been sitting on this? Like you thought this 2 weeks ago.
So you think like the arm situation, like you're the first one to notice, and then everybody else?
I don't know, because I think because you notice your like just what's the word? I think it's just pump.
Yeah.
So like you notice that on yourself.
Yeah, you notice the peaks, like as the swole. As they call it.
Yeah.
Yes. But no, I do think that like a couple months in, people will notice.
So like I'm halfway to the point. So I'm halfway to the point of no return.
There you go.
Pretty exciting. And
what have you noticed that is changing?
When honestly I was blow drying my hair, and I was pushing my hair back, and I just like my bicep.
yeah.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
wow, that was like it's like the thing that I usually need to squeeze my fist into a ball, flexing.
Yes.
That I need to flex to do is just kind of there right now.
Nice.
And yeah, and so what I'm saying is, I'm pretty wide.
Man. It's happening, man.
I'm pretty wide.
So my program is working for you.
You know what? It is a good program. I've made
Thank
some
you.
tweaks, which is that I don't always do it. No, the tweak I made is one thing. I forget. I'm doing this one instead of something else.
Curls?
Yeah, I'm doing barbell curls instead of something else because there was
with the cable ones.
Yes.
Okay.
That seemed like a really. I don't even know where to do that.
It's the same exercise. So
yeah,
it doesn't.
I don't
really
even know what machine to walk to do. I walked around for like 25 minutes trying to figure out where I could do that. And
Did you take a pic before you started?
I took like a bad one. I ran to the bathroom in the gym, so like my shirt was on and everything, which is better for everybody. But it was just mainly the.
I just need this for my testimonials.
Dude,
It's just you.
we should start a website, and it'd be for what would it be called? Like Pete's. You have to do something where they do this all the time, where something exists and then someone wants to like take credit for it or branch off, but they can't use that same name.
You just
It's
make
like
it slight.
like the real Peterman tour in
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So you got to like make a different name, so it would be like Pete's Wide Making Program, and then you'd be good. And then on the website, it would say clients or like testimonials, and it would just be like 3 different quotes from me.
Yes.
And it'd be
And
like,
The before and after pic would be you from like a month ago,
Yeah.
and then like maybe in 8 months we'll take
Yeah.
another pic,
Yeah.
and then for me over the next 8 months I will just not go to the gym at all. I'll take a picture now, and then in 8 months that'll
that's
be my
a
before picture.
really good idea. Dude, that's such a good idea. We'll cycle in and out. That would be so great. Could you imagine the season 5 artwork of Brunch? Me fucking me all after and you before? We definitely need to start doing that though, calling people like before and after pictures.
Yes.
Just be like, listen, honey, I know this guy's been chatting you up, but why talk to the before when you can talk to the after? I would never say anything like that.
Yeah, that'd be great to see. It would basically be like what do they call that? Like when there's a like something relationship where like you basically feed off of me and I feed off of you.
Oh.
Like I give you my.
There is a
muscle.
thing for sympathy, whatever. No,
No, that's not it.
revenge bod.
No, I'm saying like something relationship where one side feeds off the other one.
Know what's crazy?
This is a great piece of
Yeah.
brunch trivia that's going to annoy the hell out
Well,
of our
I
listeners
did.
that
I've
know
given
it.
you depression. Let's see.
That's true.
How have we impacted each other? I've made you a little weirder.
Yeah.
I think that we were both like waiting for another straight dude who unapologetically was like, yo, there are a lot of norms that don't make sense, so let's just act like we actually act. So I think that we heightened that in each other. You've made me shorter. Yeah, you've made me wider. What are you looking up?
I'm trying to look up what that type of relationship is called, where like the one side like basically feeds the other, and then like it takes away from me and gives to you.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's called. We'll figure it out.
Speaking of, so like Parasite?
Yeah,
Is that what you're
that's a nice
saying?
little transition. Basically, no, because like a parasite doesn't really.
It like takes the life of
Yeah, it just
from
takes
somebody.
something else. It's very selfish.
I'm killing you. That's
true.
Yeah.
That's true. You are my life parasite.
Yeah, that's like, if I again, it's never
gonna
gonna
be a
happen.
Great transition.
If I ever do get like wide and strong and stuff, it would qualify as a revenge bod, but like for a million things. I could call up so many people, like past employers, and be like, "Man, you thought I'd never get here, but just so you know, I got my revenge bod right now, so look out.
Everybody's response to that would be
DJ.
like, we literally don't care about your physical being.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
that's not what it was
this
about.
was not the problem that I had with you. It was
Yeah.
not you being not strong was not my issue with you.
Yeah.
So
It's weird that I've
targeted the wrong area of revenge.
I will say this as I'm becoming a gym guy. I truly never have been self-conscious about the fact that I am extremely weak.
Yeah, I mean, I've never I've never taken you as a person who like had an immense desire to be a strong guy.
Right. Yeah. Like, maybe I would have tried at some point. But yeah, like when I'm at the gym now, I'm like, it stinks if anybody ever worries about
Like what somebody thinks of them.
bros
Yeah.
and like because I swear to honestly, I was thinking about this the other day. Like strong people who lift and shit, get a really bad name. I'm sure that there are people at the gym that will see you, like this muscular dude working out, and they're
Like,
trying their little
douchebag.
15-pound thing, and they're like,
This guy's
I don't
probably
want to get in
judging
it.
me.
Right, like this guy's judging you, and it's the furthest
give a
thing
fuck.
from your mind
Yeah.
because you're. Like,
It's a huge thing to like find a gym that you like where you feel comfortable at because like I've been to gyms where I'm like, oh my, even me, where there are just dudes in there who are just like on steroids, and I'm like, these dudes suck, and I do not want to be around them.
But even so, like there's such a small chance that they're thinking about you.
Probably, yeah,
Because those guys, if they're on steroids, they're looking at themselves just jaying
they only
off
care
in their
about
face to
themselves.
themselves, like, oh yeah. I'm gonna have a 6,000 calorie meal after this. Whenever people do that too, like bodybuilder people, there'll always be a thing on like E or something. Be like, how many calories does Michael B. Jordan have after a workout? And he's like, I have a 4,000 calorie meal. I'm like, I have 4,000 calorie meals all the time.
Been doing this for 15 years, dude.
Yeah,
Relax.
like, try to keep up. Like that is, I am so not impressed by that. Have like walk 20 minutes in my shoes, and you'll be doing a lot of 4,000. I've done bang bangs with 4,000 calorie meals. Speaking of bang bangs, in just a bang, we'll be talking about the body movies.
I really want to talk about Venom and Upgrade and
we're
some of
so
the other
close
things.
to doing it.
But I also do love the idea of just saying that like we're minutes away from talking to this movie and just do an entire episode without even touching on it.
A lot of cliffhangers. We'll be doing some bang bangs in Austin, Texas this week.
Yep.
We are going to Austin, and I legitimately, this has been going on for like weeks now. I just been like texting you little things that like I don't necessarily even need to text you just to be like, you thinking about Austin too?
Yeah.
Like I texted you the other day and I was like, I got us backpacks, and you were like, cool.
It's partially frustrating because I try to text you all the time over the past like couple of months and just can't get a response like 95% of the time.
That my phone is.
Yes.
Seriously, look, it
You still haven't gotten a new phone, huh?
Oh yeah, that was a big thing. I was figuring out what to do. Got to get a new phone. Got to switch plans. Got to do all this stuff, and I was like, I just won't do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. So I mean, glad that you're texting me. Glad that you're excited about Austin. A little frustrated that it's now what you're texting me, but also, and I said this,
anymore,
I said this to you this week. Like, my back's really sweaty too right now. It's very hot down here. But I said this to you this week. I just like keep forgetting that we're going to Austin.
Yeah,
it's just like every time you text me, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, we're going on this weekend.
Yeah, I'm really excited. There's so much stuff that we can do. There are like man-made pools. I didn't do that last time I went. There's obviously tacos and barbecue. I was thinking for a second about being really ambitious and seeing if maybe we should do Franklin barbecue. Have you heard of Franklin?
No.
It's known as much for its weight as it is for its food. It supposedly has
weight.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you
so
get
it's
there.
Body shaming.
So
Franklin.
Yes. Yeah. You get there at like 7 a.m. and it opens at noon or something, and you just sit there and maybe have a couple beers and wait, and then you eat.
Sounds like Atlanta Breakfast Club.
Yes, exactly. But I simply don't think that we'll have time for that. But I did some asking around, got some other barbecue places that we can hit. If you guys have recs that you want to send in, by all means, do it. We're going to Austin City Limits, the music festival. At least one person has been like tweeting me some stuff because he went this past weekend, and I'm really, really excited. I did not know that Childish Gambino canceled, which
Me neither.
stinks.
You broke that news to me today. A
It's
little
like
upsetting.
weeks old news.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been perusing the
Yeah, you've been on
the
that
Reddit.
shit. Yeah.
And I watched some of Father Josh Misty's stream from Friday, and he wore an all-white suit and was dripping in sex. And
Of course. How are the lights?
it was.
Oh, those lights were going, huh?
I'm already distraught though because his set finishes the same time Paul McCartney's set starts, and I was telling my sister about it. I was like, it stinks because those are like, one is my current king and one is like my all-time king. So I was reading on the Reddit, someone was like, I went for half of Father John Misty, ran to Paul McCartney, and was able to get within like 200 yards. 200 yards?
Sick brag, man.
Yeah, that's so far away. That's the farthest away in the world. So I was telling my sister about it, and she was like, well, you've got to consider this. You love both artists, and you could either like kind of half-ass each one.
No, you don't want to do that,
Right?
Because you're gonna be upset either way. You're gonna be upset that you didn't like fully
Right,
go in
I'll
on
miss
one of them.
I'll miss like my favorite Paul McCartney song or something like
you
that.
you have to pick one,
Right.
and get the full experience of at least one.
So she said, she was like, so you can either do like half-ass both of them, leave one of them, like leave Father John Misty halfway through, which I think it might be the
That's
smartest
probably the play.
plan.
We've already seen him. We saw him 2 months ago.
Yeah, but she was
I love
like,
him, but
yeah, but she was like, you've got to consider, you love them both, but you need to prioritize. One of them is going to be dead relatively soon. So I was like, it could easily be either one.
right, yeah, for sure.
I was like,
could.
I know what the point you're trying to make. You're trying to say Paul McCartney's old. Huge chance Josh Tillman dies before Paul McCartney.
I would take odds. I would take odds.
I
there.
would honestly say it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
And not necessarily that he's going to kill himself or anything, but he is
It's not off the table.
He is way more of a rock star
Yes.
than Paul McCartney, and he's definitely more depressed than Paul McCartney. So even if he doesn't kill himself, he could do something that gets himself killed.
Right, 100%.
So yeah, but I think the move would be like check out Father John Misty, and then
Paul McCartney just has like way too many reasons to live to like. I think that he's going to outlive Josh Tillman.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney has a lot of people that he still needs to jerk off with.
that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah. If you saw that news, now this is frustrating. So you were saying like, you don't use your phone anymore. You don't respond to my texts, and I'm glad you're texting me about this, but blah, blah. I've been trying to get you into Paul McCartney, and I've been like, hey, you listen to that song I sent you? Listen
you,
to this.
like,
And
went out
this
of your
is the
way.
thing you know about Paul McCartney. You're like, I've been reading up on his masturbation habits.
It's like you
And
literally
this fella does seem worth checking out. Good call, Deej.
You literally put an entire platter of Paul McCartney things in front of me, and I just went on my phone and was like, oh, this guy's masturbation habits. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
That's going to be great, though. I really hope you do check out a bunch of his stuff. I gave you a big old playlist, but there's
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Before we get into is it movie stuff, a couple of things that I wanted to.
We almost there already?
Yeah,
a couple minutes
right.
away.
A couple of things that I wanted to touch on real quick. Number one,
Get off my chest.
Better Call Saul is on tonight, which is why we're not talking about it. It's the season
Yes,
finale,
so yeah.
we're recording on Monday, which is why we're not going to discuss the Better Call Saul finale. We haven't seen it yet. Number two, do you see the Bohemian Rhapsody reviews coming in?
No.
No? It's about like what I expected.
Yeah.
It's people had issues with like the movie.
Yeah.
But they said that Rami Malek was great and it's going to be like an Oscar nom.
I don't doubt that.
No, I know. Like that's 100%.
From the moment that young man blew himself up in 24, I knew that he had something.
You didn't watch Mr. Robot, did you?
No, I don't think I can. Can I? Does it prey on my allergy?
It might sort of touch on it, maybe trigger you a little bit, but it's not as bad as Black Mirror, that's for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like I saw a review that was basically said that it was like a Wikipedia entry, which is what I figured that it would be.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a my trusted pal Mike Ryan of Uproxx, who's like one of the better film critics.
Oh,
yeah. I use the word film. Yeah. That's how you know I'm serious. He said that he's never experienced a biopic before where he is in literally every scene was like, this is not how it happened. There's no chance the way that it happened.
So if he thought that, I'm going to be a monster during it.
And that was sort of that affliction sort of plagued Straight Outta Compton, but it was still really enjoyable.
Yeah. I was happy watching Straight Outta Compton because I was like, I'm watching a movie about NWA.
Right.
I loved NWA.
And I kind of and it's made by NWA.
Yeah.
They're the big pillars of NWA. Yeah. So I basically expected that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't think it's going to be as palatable when it's Queen.
This whole experience has made me not necessarily not like Brian May, but it's made me think negatively about Brian May for the first time in my life. My body is not programmed to not love Brian May, and that was a quadruple negative. But I think that Brian May is one of the most brilliant, not necessarily like flashy guitarists of all time, but just like one of the smartest guitarists of all time, which is way cooler than being able to shred. I love him so much, love Roger Taylor, and I trust Sacha Baron Cohen like as an artist.
Yes.
To that when he comes out of that being like, I was unable to do that to the best of my abilities. I'm like, oh, you sons of bitches! Yeah. How could you do that?
So that's why I'm not surprised at some of the reviews are like, ugh, like most of it has sort of lended it that it's watchable. Yeah, it's watchable and you can enjoy it.
Yeah,
but it is not going to. It's not going to like reinvent the fucking biopic.
I still haven't watched All Eyes on Me because everyone said it was so bad.
Terrible, but I like that Rami Malek is great. I'm for sure going to see it.
Yeah.
I'm still sort of excited for it, but I think there's going to be some cringeworthy moments and scenes in that movie from what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I want to read to you the absolute worst review did you see me quote tweet it?
No.
The absolute worst review of Bohemian Rhapsody that I saw in early going was from at Movie Mance. Holy hell, Bohemian Rhapsody is, all caps, absolutely fantastic. A rousing, emotional, cinematic champion that will rock you. Rami Malek is magnificent. It's great fun. And it will rock you. A Star is Born. You've been served. Hashtag Queen. Hashtag Freddie Mercury. Hashtag Galileo.
So get on your bicycle and get...
That guy wanted to be fucking quoted so bad by the movie posters.
And the show must go on. Somebody to I loved it.
They didn't crack under pressure.
I will watch this 39 times.
A Star is Born. Another one bites the dust.
The worst part was the Death on Two Legs of Freddie Mercury. Rami Malek.
This is a Killer Queen biopic.
I wish that someone had gone up to Freddie Mercury and told him to keep yourself alive.
Tie your mother down. She's gonna love this film. All right.
I took You're My Best Friend to see the movie. She loved it too. I want to break free.
All right, time for a Venom review.
So before we get to the Venom and Upgrade reviews, you mentioned Better Call Saul. We never hit on the Insecure finale, and I want to bring something up. I thought that this season of Insecure was great, but as was the case when I saw You're the Worst, I always like when people portray mental illness in a real way. I always say that. And
you're going to talk about how they shamed, what's his name?
Nathan.
Yeah.
Yes, and it just, I had an awakening watching this. You know how you say that, like, liberal has become, like, a put
dirty
down?
word?
Yeah, that, like, oh, that person's a liberal, blah, blah.
Same category as millennial.
I am now so dubious when I see somebody refer to themselves as a mental health advocate, because not most, but a lot of people who want to have, like, that clean, cool term of, like, I'm a mental health advocate, in their mind it means if it's okay to be sad, which it is okay to be sad.
Yeah.
But if you really care about, like, fixing stigmas that exist with mental health, it's about a lot more than that. So the like awakening that I had was everybody's a mental health advocate until
it affects them negatively.
Until somebody's mental illness causes them to do something that somebody else doesn't like. So the Nathan character ghosts Issa, doesn't talk to her, stops talking to her, and we are doing episodes about this, saying where did he go, what's wrong with him, what the hell happened to that guy, and he
what
comes
an asshole.
back. And he comes back and he says, "I'm so sorry. I just get really negative, and I don't know why, and then I disappear, and I do this to people, and I'm so sorry. I don't want to hurt anybody, but I disappear and I go away,
and I'm not going anywhere now."
Right. So I don't care about the last part.
Right, but he's cleared it up.
He's like, I'm sorry, blah, blah. But he explains, like, clearly something is wrong with him. And a lot of people's reaction was, ooh, what an asshole. That guy sucks, Issa, blah, blah. And that's fine. Like, Issa would totally be right in saying, like, hey, I hope you're okay. I can't trust you, though, blah, blah. And that'd be fine. But the shaming that kind of existed there, that was annoying, but mainly I just wanted to give a nod to Insecure for at least portraying that, because that's a real side of mental. That's something that I've seen people do. That's something that I've definitely done. In You're the Worst, she gets all quiet and she just, like, stops talking to him, and I think that I just thought that was a cool thing for them to portray, because we're all saying that we're mental health advocates and we have our clean little idea of what it means, and mental health is a huge bucks. It's not a tiny little thing that we're just like, oh, like it's.
It rarely gets portrayed in that way too, where like somebody just shuts it off and leaves.
Yeah,
and just like usually when it's portrayed, it's they're sad and like they're, you know, it's let's try to crack this person out of this funk or whatever. But like sometimes you just fucking disappear.
Yeah, and like I've had friends, I know people who have, like, gotten either really angrier or just done things that are outside of what they normally do because something is wrong. It's not just, oh, I'm a mental health advocate, so I'm looking out for everybody who gets sad. And obviously depression, someone who knows it very well, is a huge thing. But depression is not limited to, oh, I get bummed out sometimes. It's like, I feel bad and ugly and sometimes act ugly and aren't proud of it and blah, blah, blah. It's a much bigger thing than the clean kind of like after-school extracurricular club thing that we make it out to be, where like people call themselves mental health advocates like it's like they're throwing it on their college resume or something. You know? So that's a small little thing, and it's great for everybody who says they're a mental health advocate. I would just I would implore you to really consider the scope, because it's a lot more messed up than, or it can be a lot more messed up than just the blues. Yeah, just
I guess consider, like, are you helping or are you hurting by labeling yourself as a mental health advocate?
Yeah, like, because if you're a mental health advocate and if you say I'm a mental health advocate and you see that and you then shame that person,
right, you're doing worse for everybody.
Then you're telling that person that they've got that. You're doing exactly what we're all trying to stop, which is saying, like, hey, you're bad. Like,
it's like, hey,
something's wrong with you and you're bad because of it.
And I understand mental health.
Right, yeah.
It's like
As
worse.
someone who knows what mental health is, you suck. So don't do that. Just appreciate that everybody has something going on. And Nathan, you acted wrong, and you know that you did, and it's not a pass for you to do it again. Hopefully you learn from it.
Still handsome, though.
Nathan, you're still handsome, and man, your friend, when he let his hair down, really threw me for a loop.
I liked it.
Talk about wide.
Oh, yeah. He manspreaded.
That guy.
He manspreaded that hair.
Yeah. No, well, like, he just like his...
That's what I'm saying.
Like, when it was falling on his shoulders, and man. Also, a good thing about this past season, they found a new way to kind of remind us that Molly, speaking of mental health, is, in layman's terms, tapped. They had gone away from that for a while because Issa was working on her, so they kind of made Molly the one who has it figured out just because she has a better job.
Right.
Which that annoyed me a little bit because I was like, wait a second. They're both really working on stuff.
Molly clearly has some things that she needs to work on.
Right.
I did like the fact that of this entire season, there was maybe 1 or 2 interactions between her and Dro.
Yeah.
And the second and final one, or the first and final one, whatever one it was him just be like, "Oh, we talking now?"
Yeah.
And she was like, forget this.
Yeah.
That was literally it. I was like, all right, we're going to dive back into this.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty
just
great.
like a reminder, like, hey, this storyline could still exist and be bad for everybody involved. What kind of dad do you think Dro's going to be?
Probably not great.
I don't know if Dro...
I don't know. We don't know Dro yet, really.
Yeah, because we still don't know for sure if he has that arrangement. No one ever questioned that.
That's true.
Remember he said we have an open marriage?
Yeah. No, I know.
Says
I do remember that.
The guy that's having sex outside of his marriage? Cool. Heard that one before.
Yeah, but I think it is because after there's been times that he stayed over Molly's and stuff, and he'll answer the phone and it'll be his wife, and he'll be like, no, I'm still at Molly's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think.
So either they have an open marriage or he's super mean. He's cruel.
All right.
Nope. Just sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So 9 minutes plus.
We are almost to the point where do we have any time left? Have we run out? It is getting late. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about those movies. We saw them both. Venom, starring Eminem, and Venom, they ain't got no what hit 'em. That song stinks.
That song sucks.
I really don't like that song.
So one of my pluses about Venom is that
it's
movie,
not the song Venom.
Yes. No, it's that song doesn't come on until the credits. I was gonna be so mad if they shoehorned it into the movie somehow.
They did have a new Run the Jewels song though,
That's
and
true.
that was good.
Yeah.
And that kept me staying after the post-credit scene. It had a post-credit scene, Venom, which is they reveal a guy, and I texted you right after, and I was like, "Who's that guy?" And you were like, "I think it's
Woody
this."
Harrelson.
Yeah, it was Woody Harrelson, but
Yeah.
I was like, "Who's he supposed to be?"
He
A guy
is
named
Carnage because he says Carnage at the end. I don't know who Carnage is. I know that he's a Spider-Man villain, but he said it. Woody Harrelson said Carnage and then did a nice little smirk. So there you go.
Venom wasn't bad.
It was bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was watchable.
Yeah.
I thought the first half was okay. The
Yeah.
first half, I didn't have any real huge problems with it in the first half.
Yeah.
But as soon as he inherits the symbiote,
Yeah.
I thought that's where it kind of went off the rails a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was distracted by, and I'm going to start saying this guy's name right because I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but I think we've been saying it wrong.
Riz Ahmed.
It's got to be Riz Ahmed, and we say
Riz Ahmed.
We say Riz Ahmed just because it's easier because we're like, there's 3 syllables, one's got to have the emphasis. Let's go. What do you say? We say Riz Ahmed.
So you think it's Riz Ahmed?
I've never met somebody named Ahmed.
True.
Like Ahmed's a name.
Yeah.
So I think it's
Okay.
it's Riz Ahmed.
Well, I saw. Did you see the
Riz Ahmed's fashion is a little distracting. He loves those quarter zips.
Yes.
Zipped up all the way.
Well, he was going for a Silicon Valley
Right.
type of person. He was high energy in this movie, and I don't know if I like him high energy.
Yeah.
It
I
was
like
just
him
too
accused
much.
of stuff he didn't do.
Yes. No, but like, do you know what I'm saying? He always seemed like he was sort of on his third cup of coffee in this movie.
Yeah.
And
Tweaking.
Yes. And it was a bit distracting, but I guess my biggest takeaway from this movie, or my biggest complaint from this movie, is that the tone was very confusing.
What do you mean?
Because it sort of felt like at points it was like this gritty anti-hero action movie, and then at other points it was like, hey, we're also a goofy buddy cop movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, it was trying to be both. It was trying to be gritty, and then it was trying to be goofy and shit like that. And I did not work for me. And this movie, for sure, I think we knew this going into it. It should have been rated R. The fact that it went PG-13 was a bad move.
I thought that it was problematic that they killed Jenny Slate's character, because why would you ever want to?
Yeah, why would you want to? Why would you want to close that book?
Less Jenny Slate. I realized while watching this movie, safe to say, I don't think that I would marry somebody without ever meeting them, but I think that I would just like on the I assume
you would bring an engagement ring to your first date with Jenny Slate,
like just in case.
Yes.
Yeah, like I assume that Jenny Slate is the greatest person in the world.
Well, she dated John Hamm.
She did?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
John Hamm and Chris Evans.
I knew Chris Evans. I read an interview with her recently, and she's just so funny. She's
great.
She's great. She's like, she believes in all the right things. I'm such a Jenny Slate fan. She rules.
Did you buy Tom Hardy as a reporter? Because that was one of my earliest criticisms of the movie from like the very first trailer. I was like, man, casting that guy as a reporter is not going to work.
Yeah,
they should.
I didn't know that going in. I just knew that he was a
really.
Venom.
Yeah, because Eddie Brock is a journalist. I wonder if it could have worked had they tried to do it as like he's a new age reporter, like he did YouTube sort of investigative reports. I wonder if it just would have been better off had they changed his occupation altogether and changed the story a little bit, or just cast somebody different. You don't really need fucking Tom Hardy in that role. We've discussed this and I think one of the responses was watch Peaky Blinders and you'll be fully in on Tom Hardy. I haven't seen it.
Oh no, I think that Tom Hardy's good.
I think he's fine. I don't know if he's a blockbuster lead man.
Well, I think that he technically is, like, maybe like not for you, but
this movie proves
movie, then
that
everyone's gonna go see it.
Yeah. I don't know if you needed him in this role.
Yeah.
Because I get he's like an action star. I think that he's built for it.
Yeah.
Obviously, but half of this fucking movie and half of the action sequences in this movie are like 90% CGI anyway.
Yeah.
So why do you need him for it? Just find somebody that better fits the role.
I'm honestly confusing it already so much with
Upgrade
because I was Michelle Williams. So I'm trying. Like I was thinking of a cool scene, and I was like, no, that's Upgrade. The one where he's paralyzed is Upgrade.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was like, that's a good way to differentiate.
The part with the hacker was cool. I think that was a different movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. Shouts out Michelle Williams. She was in this movie.
She didn't need to be in this movie. I hope she made some good coin.
Michelle Williams, also great.
She's great, and like she's hit on a lot of winners recently.
Yeah,
she's been on a hot streak.
Yeah, because she killed it in with a stupid boat one. It was good.
The stupid boat one?
Yeah.
What's that one?
Manchester by the Sea.
Manchester by the Sea. Yeah, she was great in that. She was also really good in All the Money in the World.
I never saw that one. Still,
man.
Yeah,
it was a good movie. She was good in that. She's been good. I really did not need her in this movie because she's better than that.
Because you didn't need the movie.
Yes, yeah. Also, speaking of not needing it in this movie, the scene where he makes out with the suit, not for me.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't have a problem with that.
It was weird, man.
Yeah,
it was super weird. Didn't need it.
The whole thing was weird. It's like he walks around eating people. That was weird as well. Yeah, couple weird elements to the movie.
Yeah, but see, like if you're going for dark and gritty, I don't want to see you making out with the suit.
Yeah,
and just like
I don't know if it accomplished dark and gritty. That's definitely what it was going for. But
But you see what I'm saying? Like it was
been R, yeah.
It was like going for dark and gritty, but then it was making like dumbass, lame jokes with the suit, being like, "I'm a loser," blah blah blah. And it's just like, fucking figure out what you are before you do it.
I would say that it was like Ant-Man 2.
I didn't see that.
Have you?
But
Ant-Man 1's great. Ant-Man 2 is just like okay.
It's just like this felt like one of the an early attempt at a comic book movie, like from like 2003.
Yeah,
where it's like, all right, it honestly, it's an easy comparison to make because Venom was in that one too. But like Spider-Man 3,
really, Venom was in that one.
Yeah, it was Topher Grace. Wow, and it just was
idea.
Did not work. So, yeah, I mean, like it wasn't as bad again. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be because I thought this was going to be like unwatchable trash.
Yeah.
But it certainly wasn't good. Will I see a sequel? Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I just see everything that comes out now, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's like, oh, prove to me
I'm not going to see it.
I saw Bad Moms 2. Like, what do you want from me? Yeah.
I also felt like it was weird that they tried to make. I don't know if they tried to make him out to be a good guy, but he came away sort of looking like a good guy at the end of this movie.
Are we talking about a problematic redemption arc?
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's ring the bell.
Yep.
Let's ring problematic redemption arc alert. Eddie Brock's redemption arc was problematic.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's what I took away. I don't know why you needed to redeem the guy who got a woman fired.
It's okay though because he also got himself fired. Can you do that? Is it okay if you do that?
Is murder suicide okay?
Half okay.
No, neither is okay. You're the worst mental health advocate in the world.
I guess like if you consider it, like Kevin Spacey also got himself fired, so I guess it's not okay. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Well, Kevin Spacey got himself fired by doing terrible things.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Brock, I was trying to justify Eddie Brock getting his fiancée fired by saying, well, he also got himself fired. But that doesn't work. It's not I'm being problematic by suggesting that he can do whatever he wants as long as he gets himself fired. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt weird to me that the reason that you're making this movie, presumably the reason you're making this movie is to kind of set up a tie-in with the Spider-Man universe, and Venom is like a villain in the Spider-Man universe, and so it just felt weird that
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I assumed that he would be like Venom. Sounds like a bad guy.
Yeah, he's like an anti-hero / villain.
Yeah,
so it just felt weird.
But it ended with like a cutesy like, hey man, you gotta watch out with what you're reading. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like we're only doing this to bad guys.
Yeah,
and it's like
you're still not allowed to eat anybody. If there's anything that I have learned from Peppermint, and Death Wish, it's that just going around murdering people in the name of I thought that guy was a bad guy. Still illegal.
But I will give credit to Venom for not having one of those scenes in this movie where the people are a buzz on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Is he a bad
Check the
guy?
News. Well, that's because there's no reporters left because Eddie Brock got himself fired. Thanks a lot, Michelle Williams. What was I going to say? I was looking for stuff to watch the other day on demand, and Peppermint came up.
It's already on demand?
Has a hilariously low Rotten Tomatoes score.
Well, it's very bad.
Nobody liked Peppermint.
It's very bad.
Yeah,
it's a bad movie.
I ended up watching Jerry McGuire because I was like, I don't think I've actually seen Jerry McGuire all the way through, and I turned it off with like 20 minutes left because I was like, this movie is so stupid. That might be the stupidest movie I've seen in my life. What is Cuba Gooding Jr. doing?
It's a product of the time, man. Everybody was dumb as fuck in the 90s.
That's a really
super 90s
stupid movie.
Super 90s movie.
Jay Moore as the hotshot young agent? Get out of here. What a stupid movie.
I don't know. I like that movie.
Really?
Jonathan Lipnicki in that movie's great.
Is that the kid?
Yeah. Did you know the human head weighs 8 pounds?
That kid, a lot smarter than that movie.
Oh, man.
You should be him for Halloween one year.
I did look like Jonathan Lipnicki when I was a kid. I
I'm
had
saying this because you
spiky-ass
look like
hair.
him now. Yeah. We should do that as a couple's costume. I could be Jerry McGuire, and you could be Jonathan Little
Taylor
Picky.
Thomas.
Jonathan Little Dicky.
Yeah. What would you stamp it?
Fine.
Fine. Yeah.
No, wait. Venom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. You put on a bonus one. Jerry Maguire. Just my stamp. It says stupid.
Okay.
Exclamation
let's do it.
point. Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Yeah. You
Do
can
you
say fine.
do you have a rating for Jerry Maguire?
Jerry Maguire? Fuck. I haven't seen it in so long. Inspirational.
Yes. There you go. That'd be a good one. It's gonna say stupid. Inspirational.
For Venom, I'm gonna go with not as bad as I thought.
Nice. How about Upgrade?
Upgrade. I don't know if it lived up to the hype because
Same.
everybody was going
I didn't think it was that
crazy
good.
over it. I thought it was.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was
period.
good. I thought it was good. It was the better version of whatever those
Definitely.
two movies were trying to do.
I was into it.
Right, and I thought that it was good. I thought that it was sort of underdelivered. The people were talking about like how crazy the action sequences and stuff were. Not really.
They were fine. It was a lot of action that was like matching stuff. So it was people fight. It was like perfect fight scenes.
Choreographed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And there were like twists, but it was so obvious what the twists were going to be.
Yeah.
And it was like, well,
They
I
really-
know this
they
guy's going to be
telegraphed
involved the whole way, and he was, because when you only have like 8 people in a movie,
Yeah,
it's
man.
always going to be one of the 8 people.
Yeah.
Always. And if one of them's in a position of power and is there a lot for some reason, probably because it's him.
It's. I agree with you 100%. Like that felt a little telegraphed. It just. I don't know. I feel like it needed more in terms like they built up the technology aspect so big.
Yeah.
But like he didn't really have any sort of crazy technology going on other than the fact that this bug like let him like operate.
Yeah, I think that they thought that the arm gun was a lot cooler than it was.
Yeah,
they showed that off a lot of times. They're like, well, look at this guy's gun. It's like an arm gun. Yes, the last guy had an arm gun. They all have arm guns.
I think the coolest thing that this movie did was just like sort of the way that it was shot.
Yeah,
there was like shaky cams and things like that, and it was presented in a very cool manner that sort of matched the subject of the movie.
Yeah,
which is like this thing is operating on its own.
Yeah,
and so I thought that the way that it was shot was cool. I thought that like the visuals were pretty cool. Like the technologies were cool and stuff like that, but just overall, it was interesting, and I was intrigued the entire way through. But it didn't wow me.
Yeah, it wasn't unbelievable. I felt dumb for having not seen it yet, and then when I saw it, I was like, I could have gone another week without that movie.
I think, yeah, right, and I think that maybe I would have came away differently. Because it was a Blumhouse movie,
yes,
and it wasn't,
and it was made by Lee Wannell, which I didn't know.
Who's that?
I don't know if that's how you say his name. Lee Ahmed.
Yes,
he's the guy that wrote and directed Saw.
Oh, really?
He was and he starred in it too. He was the guy. What's the guy? Adam in the first one.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
There's 2 guys in the room.
Yeah.
One is Jerry from Liar Liar. The other is Lee Ahmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think that it sort of suffered from the delayed seeing it because when it was in theaters, it wasn't crazy marketed or anything like that.
Yeah.
It might have even been like a limited release. I don't know.
Didn't even have the real Tom Hardy.
Yes, exactly. So it felt like a smaller-ish production, which it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that people came away pleasantly surprised from it, and they were like, see that movie, it's very cool.
Yeah.
And it was the cool thing to have seen Upgrade. But by the time that we saw it, it's old news at this point, and I think that I maybe overhyped, or people overhyped it for me too much.
In just a couple of minutes, we are going to talk about The Old Man and the Gun, which has come out, and it's going to be a very exciting conversation just a couple minutes away.